Welcome to the topic, Prayers for Peace of Mind. If you are looking for peace of mind, these prayers are the key to overcoming anxiety and stress in your life. These prayers not only help you find inner peace, but also motivate you to feel the comfort of God. Each prayer is a step forward in your journey to find peace, helping you overcome challenges and find hope in the midst of difficulties. As you listen to these prayers, you will feel the peace that envelopes you, like a gentle wave that soothes your soul and brings balance to your life. So let each prayer help you relieve anxiety, heal your heart, and open the door to peace for your soul. Lord, please give me peace of mind so that I can face the challenges of life without being disturbed. This is the prayer that comes from the bottom of my heart. When I face the storms of life, when everything seems to collapse, when my soul feels tired, confused, and disoriented. Each of us goes through difficult times, whether it is loss, grief, or challenges that we cannot foresee. In those moments, it seems like everything is against us. The world around us becomes dim, and my heart feels empty and lonely. But in those moments, I turn to you, praying for you to give me peace so that I can face all challenges without being disturbed. You are the source of life, the source of strength, and the light that guides my path when I do not know which way to go. Prayer is not just a request, but also a journey to find peace in the soul, a journey through which I find a deeper connection with God. In every prayer, there is humility and absolute trust in God's love and providence. Lord, we cannot overcome all the challenges in life without your help. When everything around us falls apart, only you are the only refuge where I can find stability. You will be the light in the darkness, the hand that guides me when I am lost. The challenges and difficulties in life will not defeat me if I always have you by my side. Always put my faith in your boundless love. When I pray, I do not only ask God to give me a life without suffering, but ask Him to give me the strength to overcome them. I do not ask for a life without storms, but for a heart strong enough to stand firm in the face of all waves. The peace I seek is not the absence of trials, but the presence of God in my heart, helping me to be steadfast in every step. Lord, help me to understand that trials are an indispensable part of life. Every trial, every difficulty is a lesson that you want me to learn so that I can become more mature, stronger, and closer to you. Nothing happens without a reason, and in every situation, whether happy or sad, I can find peace if I know how to turn to God. We little people often easily get caught up in worries, thoughts about what might happen in the future, about fears, anxieties, and things we cannot control. Meanwhile, God teaches us, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Matthew 6 verse 34. Lord, help me let go of those worries and trust that you will take care of me in every situation. Help me to live fully in each present moment, not to worry about the future or to live in regrets about the past. The peace I ask for is peace of mind, knowing that no matter what happens, you will always be with me. Throughout life, there are times when we feel tired, no longer have the strength to continue. But in those moments, God is the source of boundless strength, the support that helps us overcome everything. Sometimes we cannot see the road ahead, cannot see the light in the darkness. But if we open our hearts and trust in God, He will open new paths, give us light and guidance. It is in the most desperate moments, when everything seems to collapse, that God is the only source of hope, the strength to keep going. Lord, please give me peace so that I can face the challenges of life without being disturbed. Please help me to always remember that only when I put my trust in you can I find true peace. When we open our hearts and surrender everything to God, our souls will find peace and tranquility within ourselves, no matter how chaotic the outside world is. Prayer is not to ask God to change everything around us, but to ask Him to change us, to help us become more mature, stronger, and always keep our faith in Him. When I pray, I may not always understand everything God wants to teach me, but I believe that through each prayer, I will gradually feel His presence in my life. And when we realize that every difficulty in life is part of God's great plan for us, we will find peace in our hearts. This peace is not the absence of challenges, but the knowledge that God is always with us, always protecting us, and always guiding us through life's challenges. Dear God, I put my complete trust in You. Please give me the strength to overcome every challenge and give me peace in my heart so that I can live fully with love and trust in You. God did not promise that I would not have to go through hardships, but He promised that He would always be with me every step of the way. When I face challenges, I learn that peace is not the absence of hardships, but the presence of God in my life, helping me to firmly overcome the storms. That peace is the priceless gift that I received when I knew how to put my trust in God. Lord, please help me always remember that in every situation, peace does not come from what I have, but from being close to You, from believing in Your boundless love. And it is in that faith that I find the strength to face everything. Lord, in the peaceful moments when everything around me seems stable, my soul begins to find serenity. It is in those moments when I sit in the silence of my mind, when there is no longer any noise or hustle and bustle of life, that I begin to feel the presence of God clearly and sincerely. This is when faith begins to form, when I look back on my life journey and realize that, in all the difficulties, I am not alone. It is the moment when everything begins to form in my heart, when my soul gradually realizes that it has a solid foundation. Peace does not come from what I own, not from material things or success, but from absolute trust in God's providence. In the process of forming faith, I learn that peace is not a static state, but a continuous process, an opening of the heart and seeking God in every moment of life. Lord, in every moment, I realize that peace can only appear when I learn to trust in You completely. When my mind is filled with anxiety, when my heart is filled with doubts and fears, God is still there, quietly, patiently waiting for me to open my heart to receive the peace He gives. I don't need to do anything but open my heart and pray, because God Himself will come, soothe all the pain and anxiety in me. Faith in God is the most solid foundation for me to build peace in my heart. When I look at life, look at the challenges I have to face, instead of seeing them as obstacles, I begin to see them as opportunities to strengthen my faith in God. In my weakest moments, I feel most clearly the need for a solid support. That is when I turn to God, praying for Him to teach me how to face challenges peacefully so that I can maintain faith in His providence. Lord, help me to realize that the peace I seek is not an escape from life's challenges, but the ability to stand firm in the midst of those challenges, with the confidence that You are always with me. When I pray, I do not only ask You to help me in difficult times, but I ask You to help me learn to face challenges with peace and stability. Faith in You is the key that opens the door to the peace I seek. It is when I trust in Your providence that I feel strong enough to overcome any difficulty. Lord, in the peaceful times when I look at life, I realize that each moment has its own value. Each challenge, each pain carries a valuable lesson, helping me to mature and become closer to You. I learn that no matter how the world around me changes, no matter how life changes, as long as I have You by my side, I will always feel at peace. Faith in God is not only an acknowledgement of His presence in my life, but also a trust in His boundless love for me. It is that love that helps me overcome all challenges, helps me maintain peace in my heart no matter how many hardships I encounter. Dear God, in every situation, please let me always maintain faith in You. Help me realize that peace is not something far away, but a presence in my heart, an indispensable presence in every step I take. I do not need to look for peace far away, because that peace is always right inside me, in my heart when I know how to trust in God, when I open my heart and pray, when I find peace in His presence. Dear God, please give me the strength to maintain faith, so that I can always live in peace no matter what the circumstances are. God has taught me that peace does not come from the absence of challenges, but from your presence in my life. When I trust in your providence, I will find the strength to stand firm through every storm. Peace is not absolute stillness, but rather the serenity in the midst of storms, the resilience of the soul in the face of all difficulties. But one thing I have learned is that no matter how difficult life is, God is always there, helping me find light in the darkness. And it is in the moments of pain, when I feel I cannot bear it any longer, that you are my support, my only source of strength to overcome. Dear God, in the journey of life, no one can avoid the storms of the soul. There are times when we are caught up in a whirlwind of emotions, worries, fears, and confusion. There are so many challenges in life that we cannot foresee, from sudden losses, painful separations, to physical and mental pain that we have to endure. Sometimes, those challenges make me feel small, weak, and unable to move on. Waves of anxiety and disappointment keep coming, seemingly wanting to sweep away all my hopes and beliefs. At times like that, I feel like I am left behind, lost in a chaotic world. But in those moments, when everything becomes dark and deadlocked, I realize that it is in the pain that God opens up new paths for me. Dear God, the storms of the soul are not random challenges, but opportunities for me to grow, to learn to rely on God and find peace in my heart. The fall is the stage where in each challenge, I feel like everything is falling apart. Every plan seems impossible to carry out. I no longer see the light, and peace seems like a luxury. But when I find the strength to pray and trust in God, I realize that those trials are valuable lessons, opportunities for me to practice faith and patience. God, in every storm, help me see your presence. When everything around me seems to collapse, when I feel like I have no strength to continue, please show me how to find peace in my own soul. I cannot overcome challenges alone, but when I pray and entrust everything to you, you will show me the right path to take. Difficulties in life are not bad things, but opportunities for me to grow in faith, to understand more clearly your boundless love for me. Lord, every time I face a difficult situation, I realize that anxiety and fear cannot help me overcome the challenge, but only make me more tired and exhausted. Peace does not come from solving all the problems in life, but from putting your trust in God and believing that He will never abandon me. I know that no matter how difficult it is, no matter how I feel, God is always there, looking down on me, ready to pick me up when I fall. It is time for me to let go of my worries, to open my heart and receive help from God. I cannot overcome the storms of life by my own strength, but when I turn to God in prayer, I will find peace in my heart. Every time I feel myself being attacked by pain and anxiety, I will remember that God never allows me to go through a challenge that He does not have a plan to help me overcome. The challenges I face are just big waves that I have to overcome to grow. Do not be afraid. Do not let the storms of life sweep away my faith. Lord, please give me the strength to keep the faith and keep going, no matter how strong the storm is. I understand that every challenge is part of the journey that you have planned for me. The storms in life are not a sign of failure, but part of the process of me learning to stand firm, learning to trust in you. When I pray and open my heart to you, I will see that you are always there, ready to show me the way out of the storms of my soul. It is precisely in my weak moments that I feel your presence most clearly. You never let me face challenges alone. You will always be there, reaching out your hand for me to hold and overcome all difficulties. Lord, in every trial, let me see your love and care for me. Help me realize that in the storms of life, you are not only my support, but also my endless source of strength to help me stand up and keep going. God has taught me that in every storm of life, you never abandon me. When I face a challenge, no matter how painful, I will find the strength to rise, because your presence is the light that helps me overcome. Every storm, every challenge in life is an opportunity for me to be reborn, for my faith in you to be strengthened and mature. And it is in the most painful moments, when I feel like I have no strength to continue, that is the moment when I realize the importance of trusting in you, when I am reborn in your hope and strength. Lord, help me to see each challenge as an opportunity to grow, to see that the peace I seek is not the absence of difficulty, but your presence in every moment, helping me overcome every hardship. Lord, I understand that in this life, everything can change. Trials are not something that will last forever, and although they may make you feel weak and hopeless, I know that all pain will pass. Birth is rebirth, a resurrection from bitterness to rise stronger. I realize that after each trial, I will be refined. My soul will be renewed and stronger, not because I overcome all difficulties by myself, but thanks to God's help. It is in the most painful moments, when I feel like I cannot stand up, that God is my source of strength. Every time I fall, He picks me up. Every time I feel exhausted, He lights a new fire in me to keep going. In every storm of life, I not only learn to face challenges, but also learn to turn those challenges into opportunities to be reborn in faith. Birth is not a new beginning, but a rebirth of my own soul, a strength to rise from the broken pieces of the past, from the pain I have experienced. Lord, help me to see that challenges are not the end, but the beginning of a new journey, where I will find faith, strength, and hope in your presence. I cannot overcome everything on my own, but I know that you are always there, guiding me through every step. The rebirth of faith does not come from the ability to face challenges on my own, but from knowing that you will not leave me alone in any situation. When I feel tired, disappointed, and hopeless, I will remember that you are the source of hope, the light I can trust, the steady hand that helps me rise. Lord, on this journey, I have learned that rebirth in faith comes not only from overcoming challenges, but also from seeing them as opportunities to grow. Each challenge carries with it valuable lessons that I need to learn, and in the process of learning, I have become closer to you, understanding more clearly your boundless love for me. You have not only given me the strength to overcome challenges, but also helped me see the profound value in every moment I experience, whether it is joy or sadness. Lord, help me to realize that faith is not something that only appears in times of peace, but is something that is forged in the most difficult times. I cannot trust you only when things are going well, but I must learn to trust you in the midst of challenges, in the moments when I feel weak and confused. Rebirth in faith is a continuous process, a change in the way I look at life and trust in God's providence. Rebirth in hope is the understanding that no matter what the circumstances, God will always be with me. I do not need to worry about tomorrow because God has already marked out the path for me, and He will always guide me through life's challenges. When I have faith in God's providence, I will find peace in my heart because I know that He will never abandon me. Lord, every time I face a challenge, help me to remember that it is an opportunity for me to be reborn in hope, in faith in your boundless love. I believe that everything will pass, and after each challenge, I will emerge stronger, not because I overcame it on my own, but because I have you by my side, supporting and guiding me. Rebirth is not an ending, but the opening of a new chapter in your journey with God, where every step is accompanied by His presence. After every storm, I find rebirth. After every fall, I rise up stronger with faith in God's providence. I realize that every trial, no matter how painful, is an opportunity for me to grow in faith, to learn to appreciate every moment of life, and especially to appreciate God's love and presence. Suffering and trials are not the end, but part of the journey. It is in the moments when I feel weakest that I realize that strength does not come from myself, but from trusting completely in God. Lord, I understand that destruction is not the end, but the end of a cycle to open a new one. Destruction is the release from all worries, fears, and unnecessary things in life. As I pray and give my heart to you, I realize that annihilation is a purification, a necessary step for me to enter a new phase with a more peaceful, clear, and strong soul. Everything will pass. The difficulties will no longer dominate my soul. Annihilation is not a sad ending, but a transformation, a revival of the soul. Lord, in times of pain, when everything seems to collapse, when worries and sadness cling to me, It is time for me to annihilate the things that are no longer necessary in my soul. Doubts, fears, desires, and ambitions only weigh down my soul. Lord, help me to know how to let go of these things so that I can live fully with the love and peace that you give. It is in this annihilation that I will find freedom, freedom from meaningless worries, freedom from fear and doubt. Lord, help me to realize that everything in life has a cycle, and when one cycle ends, I am ready to open my heart to receive a new cycle. Every trial I go through, every pain I endure, has a reason. Death is not the end of faith, but the release of the soul, so that my soul can be at peace and receive the boundless love of God. When I leave behind my worries, pain, and disappointments, I will feel lighter, and my heart will be ready to receive the peace that God gives. Lord, when I enter death, when I let go of all that is no longer necessary, I will realize that I have entered a new phase, a phase of rebirth in love and faith. Death is not the end of a life, but the rebirth of a soul, the opening of a new chapter of hope. As each cycle closes, a new opportunity opens up, and I grow in faith. Lord, help me to let go of the greed, the doubts, and the insecurities that I often carry in my heart. When I do this, I will feel the lightness in my soul, feel your presence, and finally, I will find the peace that I have longed for. Detachment is the ending of unnecessary things to open up new opportunities, where I will find the infinite love and strength that you have for me. Lord, I realize that detachment is not a process of eternal suffering, but a purification, a liberation of the soul from worries, sadness, and guilt. It is when I let go, when I surrender everything to you, that I can find the freedom of my soul, the freedom that only you can give. I will no longer be bound by the past, no longer afraid of the future, but will live fully in each present moment, with firm faith in your providence. Death is not the destruction of faith, but the cleansing of the soul, so that that faith is strengthened. Lord, every time I let go, I feel reborn. Every time I give up things that are no longer necessary in my soul, I find the peace, freedom, and serenity that I have longed for. Lord, please give me the strength to let go, so that each day I can become a better version of myself, so that I can fully receive your love and peace. Therefore, Lord, I surrender all my worries, doubts, and fears to you. I believe that in this destruction, you will bring me rebirth, peace, and strength to embark on a new journey, a journey of love and hope. Every day I live is a gift from God, and in every moment, I will always feel your presence. Amen.